many of you still wondering whether the Galaxy S25 Ultra is the king of smartphones in 2025, well, here's the truth. After months of using mine here for multitasking, traveling, and switching SIMs, and even also taking a ton of pictures and videos, I really do think that the Galaxy S25 Ultra is the most complete flagship you can buy this year. Now, of course, I do realize that that's a bold claim in the world of, I don't know, 17 Pro Maxes and, OnePlus 15s, and even the Pixel 10 Pro XL with its, laser focus on AI, but the truth remains the same. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is still king, but that title doesn't necessarily mean that it comes free of compromises, right? So let's go ahead and cover all of it. Let's start off with design here, and keep in mind, of course, that this is subjective, right? Some of you do love boxy phones, some prefer curves, some want everything as thin as a razor, like I sometimes do, and that's fine, you do like what you like. But personally, even though I do like the design of the S25 Ultra here, I still do think that the S24 Ultra is a better looking phone. That said, the design here is a refined version of the S24 Ultra. It brings more symmetry and even more smoother curves. Overall, the phone seems, more polished, and everyone seems to love it, with reasons. It's a clean look. The build quality has also leveled up with a grade 5 titanium and Gorilla Armor too. Now, the design is just one of the reasons this phone is sought after. The biggest reason people go crazy over this phone is performance, right? Performance and specs also. In the last 8 months, I have truly enjoyed every single second I've spent using this phone, and I truly mean that. Every second that I spent using this phone was a joyful moment. The platform here is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite comboed with 12 gigs of RAM, meaning super fast CPU and, well, let me put it this way actually, meaning even faster CPU and GPU when compared to the predecessor here. It is in a completely different league. It's massively improved, right, in terms of thermal handling, along with that AI processing that actually matters for real-world use. On a personal level, I use some type of AI feature on a daily basis. Added to that, in my honest opinion, this is probably the best mainstream, I'm gonna say dedicated gaming phone that you can buy that is not a dedicated, gaming brick, if that makes sense. So if you are a gamer, you pretty much set here. Genshin Impact, Call of Duty, Fortnite, all maxed, right? Effortlessly. And it stays smooth too. It truly plows through gaming without any issues. As far as productivity related tasks go, this is super smooth. When you pair the internal hardware with that One UI 8, performance is an absolute monster. And as some of you may know already, One UI has evolved so much. I'm willing to say that at this point, One UI is the most complete skin that you can get your hands on. It is the best Android, I guess I gotta specify that part, is the most complete and best Android skin that you can get your hands on, period. I don't care what anyone says. The Android experience here just goes beyond handling just your everyday tasks. And by the way, as of the shooting of this video, this guy here, the S25 Ultra, is going through some major sales. So make sure to check out the links that I have in the description there so that you can take advantage of those massive discounts. Anyway, so on the AI side of things, and I think I mentioned that already, Samsung didn't just, copy Google's AI features. They refined them with their own versions that work extremely well in real life. Anywhere from audio eraser, which works so well, to the Now Breathe, the AI assistant, and so many more. As I mentioned already, I do use some version of AI daily. And to those of you who are content creators, you are going to absolutely love this phone here. You'll be able to shoot cameras here. We'll talk about that in a moment. But anyways, you'll be able to do so much here and be able to edit your photos and videos, use AI and do all that stuff. This is a monster of a productivity device. And again, that applies to multitasking as well. Samsung DeX mode, right? It's still unmatched here, wired and wireless. Samsung still has the best pop-up windows, split screen, and also the S Pen integration on a mainstream flagship. That's it. There is literally nobody else doing this, right? And speaking of the S Pen, this is probably the biggest maybe one of the biggest flexes of the S25 Ultra here is the fact that this is not available on any other mainstream device. For note-taking, photo editing, signing documents, controlling presentations, the S Pen is a legit workflow enhancer when it comes down to just overall user experience. So at the core of user experience, the S Pen here, the S Pen's user experience is still elite, especially to those of you who find use for it. Personally, I have to admit, I don't use it as often as I would like to, simply because I always carry a tablet, which I always carry with an S Pen, but I can tell you that the user experience of this guy here is excellent. You would love it. Now, besides that, if there's one feature that carries the Galaxy S25 Ultra to the top of the charts every year, it's probably the display, and I think we can all agree. I'm not even gonna say it's probably, it's the display. And we can all agree on that because every year it's no different. By no different, I don't mean that the display is not different. I mean, the impact that the display of the Ultra line has is no different. It's still a huge impact. It's not just, a selling point. It's literally the reason the S25 Ultra sold as well as it did. The dynamic LTPO AMOLED panel that is on the S25 Ultra here is just out of this world. Class-leading brightness, incredible color reproduction, LTPO for smooth, adaptive refresh, and an anti-reflective coating, which is one of my favorite, features here. Anyway, so the display here has an anti-reflective coating, which is a game changer in user experience overall. And as of right now, I can put this display here, at the top, as the top of 2025, if you ask me. I know, again, that's another bold claim, but this is good, but I prefer this one. That's just me. Anyways, consuming content on this thing isn't just good. It's next level, right? Whether you are binge watching movies or, diving into a game or getting lost into whatever is trending on social media today, you will absolutely love it. Now, the other reason this phone here is the complete package is the camera system. Sure, there are phones like the Pixel or this new iPhone here that have top level cameras as well, but nobody quite gives you something that is this complete. 200 megapixel flagship sensor, amazing cropping, detail, top tier telephoto, great macro, expert RAW, and so forth. You can literally shoot anything with this camera here, right, on the S25 Ultra. So the S25 camera here is not gonna win every single specific category, but it's always gonna come top 3 in all categories, if it makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I'm hoping it makes sense there. So it's not gonna win every single category, but it's always gonna be top 3. And to me, that makes it the best overall camera system as opposed to another camera system that can only be very good in one and just bad at everything else. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up with the one metric everyone watches like, like a hawk, right? Battery life. It's the make or break feature for most of us, right? If not all of us. So even with that, Samsung delivered here. The S25 Ultra here is loaded with 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It's a huge, it's a gigantic battery, even in today's standards. Now, I get that some of you are gonna say, well, some phones come with 6,000 or 7,000, but still, what Samsung is able to do with this 5,000 milliamp hour battery here is incredible, right? It still outlasts half the market, and it's more consistent than some phones with technically larger batteries. The overall phone is highly efficient with the, that custom-made platform, making battery and thermal management a priority. So it's not all about battery size here, right? And I'm pretty sure you would agree with me. It's not always battery size. It's about optimization. And the Snapdragon 8 Elite here, combo with that, Samsung tuning and other systems of work, really brings about the best you can get out of a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. But anyways, with all of this said, the S25 Ultra is not just a phone, right? It's a tool, it's a battery champ, it's a multitask champ, or to put it slightly better, a productivity machine or a productivity champ. So if you are looking for the most complete, the most reliable, full of value, powerful phone that money can buy, then don't even hesitate. Just buy the S25 Ultra here. And when you think about the added 7 years of software support. That also means that if you're one of those people who hang on to their phones like most people do for a while, then you'll be set for a good minute. And as I mentioned, those deals are running, so make sure that you hop on them. Again, with these flagship, flash deals, flash sales, whatever they call it, you want to hop on those before they go away. Again, we have the S25 Ultra or the S25 series right around the corner. That's why these are going, for such affordable prices. But anyways, that's just my take on this phone. It's a fantastic phone, crazy build here, best in class fingerprint scanner, great speakers. I'm trying to just think of other extra features that you have here. There are so many other features and so many other reasons why you should go for this phone. Anyways, I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know with any questions you may have. Let me know also whether you agree or disagree. Let's have that civil back and forth in the comment section. So I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do. Make sure to like the video, make sure to share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I certainly would appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button. As I mentioned, I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.